I don't know what's going on with the other shows out there. It's very rare that I listen to other shows. I like to try to be very supportive of other shows, especially shows that I see. And I'm telling you, this is a trend that I've been noticing as of late, which is there are so many shows that will try to follow us on our Twitter page. And it's kind of like, okay, they're following. I get that. They're trying to increase their popularity on Twitter. Okay, I get that. But what always eats the fuck out of me is the fact that these shows, they don't even have the common courtesy to go, hey, hope you don't mind me following you. Would love it if you could follow back. Maybe we could do some type of a collaboration somewhere down the road. None of the shows that I see on Twitter that end up following us do that. And I just think that it's fucked up, because those shows are like trying to become popular, so they're hoping that they can get a follow back. And or they're following the other shows so that they can have their finger on the pulse and try to know, oh, well, this show was talking about this, and this show had this guest, and all this other stuff. I'm very proud to say that when it comes to our Twitter page, there is only but a small, and I do mean a small, handful of shows that I follow, and whether or not they follow us back, I could care less. I follow them because I respect them tremendously, and basically it's a situation where if it wasn't for their shows being in existence, I probably wouldn't even be doing what I'm doing right now for you guys. So if you're following us on Twitter, you know the shows I'm talking about. And for those of you that don't know, I mean, I have no problem announcing the shows. Pro Wrestling Report, Don Tony, Kevin Castle Show, That Metal Show. I'm trying to think. I believe those are the only shows that our Twitter page is following. It's possible I may have missed one or two, but I highly doubt that. I think that rounds out the list. And, notice that list of shows that I named right there. All those shows, all of those shows, what they all have in common, they've been at it for a good minute. They've been at it longer than me. And those shows definitely played a great influence on me getting into this whole field of podcasting. And I don't know, for me, I just wish it was a situation where all these shows that have not been around as long as the shows I've just named, I wish when these shows try to follow other shows, number one, that they somewhat know about the product. Don't just follow somebody because it's like, oh, they have a show and oh, it looks like they talk about this and they talk about, that's lame. That's lame as fuck. Follow the show because you like some of the content that they're doing. You like what they post. You like their views and all that. And who knows, maybe you want a little bit of a collaboration from them. Maybe you want a little bit of a rub off from them. I have no shame in admitting that every single time I have a show that follows me and I don't know nothing about them, I block them. I don't give a fuck. I block them. Because when it's all said and done, and this is a perfect example, there was a situation one time where there was some wrestler, I can't think of the guy's name now, but something big had happened. He departed from the company or whatever. And just a couple of days before that, there was some show that decided to follow us on Twitter. And I'm like, why is this person following us? What the hell? What's going on here? I was like, I've never heard of this show. I've never seen anybody from the name of this show interact with our content before. What's going on here? I don't get that. Okay, let me kind of figure this one out. Let me filter this one and see what's going on. A couple of days later, this wrestler announced that he, I think he left TNA or something. I'm not sure. He either left TNA or WWE. And I remember tweeting to him, I said, man, it sucks to hear about your departure from the company. Man, I'd love the opportunity to sit down and talk with you and, find out the circumstances for you departing and everything. And, we could just do it, honest and, do it for real and, nothing but love and respect. That's all we're trying to do for you, your fans, and the listeners. And then the show that I just was talking about, it They just came from out of nowhere and was like, or you can come on our show. And it's like, okay, so the motherfuckers trying to have their hand on the pulse. Okay, I see how it is. And I blocked their ass. Let's not get shit twisted. I have no problem with people having their own show. Just be respectful and just do things right the first go round. You know, if you have a show, I have a show, we're both covering the same goddamn thing. Have the common courtesy to check out what I'm about, have some type of an idea of what I'm about, and say, hey, look, I was checking out a little bit of your shit. It's pretty good, you know, made a fan out of me, you know, and then be like, hey, maybe we can do a collaboration sometime. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, all right. And that's how you build a friendly camaraderie. You know what I'm saying, guys? Because I mean, the way it is right now, and I was telling Tammy this earlier tonight. It's amazing how the world of podcasts has just exploded in the past couple of years. I mean, I came in at the tail end when it was kind of getting ready to catch fire. I came in towards the end of 2011 going into 2012, and it was kind of catching on. Nobody was really that confident and certain about Google Hangout and all that. They kind of heard what was going on with that, but they really weren't sure if that was something that, you know, they needed to try out or whatever. A lot of let's just see how other people do it or whatever like that. Podcasts, same type of deal. It was relatively quiet, and you know, I'm proud to say that with all the work that we do on YouTube every single week, I mean, just to be in the position that I've been in since 2011 to now, podcasting, people hosting hangouts and all that, I mean, it's just exploded big time, and it's exploded in a way where I feel for the people that's trying to get into the podcasting field now. I feel for the people that's trying to get into the crazy world of live web shows and all that, because it's like, what are you going to talk about? What is it about you and your product that makes you stand out than the other 100,000 or 1 million other shows that's out there that's like covering the exact same damn topics that you're covering? Why should I care? Make me connect to you as a person. What is it about you that you're offering to me if I dedicate 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour of my time to listen to you? You know what I'm saying? It's a drastically different environment now. I mean, you have so many. I was telling this to somebody the other day. I say, you go on Twitter, you type in new wrestling podcast. I bet you every single fucking day there's a new podcast that's launching, and they're covering wrestling, or, you know, there's only but so much you can talk about wrestling nowadays. I mean, you have a lot of weeks where wrestling, at least from the WWE, it's not on point. And with what we saw with Raw this past Monday night, you like how I brought that home, didn't you? With what we saw of Raw this past Monday night, I mean, it was a damn snoozer. I was fighting sleep like a motherfucker. I'm like, man, when is this shit gonna be over? And I just couldn't help but say to myself, I got the DVR going. Maybe I should just say no Monday night live web show version of the RCWR show, that we're just going to kick on back and we're going to just talk about Raw maybe on Tuesday. And because I was so ready to watch Better Call Saul, catch up on my Walking Dead, you know, because I got a boatload of episodes I got to burn through so that I can start watching the final season of Mad Men. You know, I just got into Comic Book Men too on AMC. I know it's been around for a couple of years now, but for some reason, and I'm a comic book buff, but I never took the time to watch it. I don't know why, but I watched the episode with Billy D. Williams, and he was looking for a Millennium Falcon for his kid, and I'm hooked now. I'm like trying to backtrack to previous episodes and all that.